Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fine. So today I have two characters for you. Here it's 4 and this one is since. So let us see, let us observe what they are talking. Okay? Hello, I'm 4. I am a preposition. So you can use me while you are making the sentences. Now, since it's saying, hello students, I'm since. And you can make sentences using me also. So students, do you know what is today's our topic? Today's our topic is since and for. Since and for. We will use these two prepositions in the sentences. Okay? So let's begin. Now let me call first since for telling about its qualities, for telling its qualities. Hello children, I am since and you can use me while you are making the sentences for telling about point of time actually. So if you want to tell about exact point of time, then you can use me, means you can use since. Okay? Now here I have 4. So now 4 is saying, hello children, you can use me while you are talking about any particular duration of the time, like 2 hours, 7 months, 2 years, 1 week, 2 week, 3 months. All these are the examples of duration of the time. So for telling the duration of the time, you can use me, means you can use the preposition for. So let's write about the prepositions. So first, here we have the since, and about since we are going to write down. So since we can use for telling the point of time. For telling the point of time, we will use since. For example, morning. Morning is the particular point of time. Okay, 9 a.m. It's also the particular time. It's a point of time. For example, 2005. It's also the particular time. Let me tell you one more example, like yesterday. Yesterday. So yesterday is also the example of point of time. Now let's see what was the use of for. So for told us, this for told us that you can use me for showing the duration of the time. Duration of time. For example, you can see 3 hours, 1 day, 5 years, 1 week. These all examples are duration of the time. Duration, okay? So when we are talking about the duration of the time, then we need to do the mathematics calculations. We need to do the calculations. Suppose you have studied any work, you started reading in the morning like 9 o'clock, and now the time is around 11 o'clock. So from 9 to 11, you see how much hours I already studied. So you can see 11 minus 9 is equal 2 hours. So here you can say 2 hours is the duration of the time. It's a duration of the time. Duration. 2 hours is the duration, and 9, at 9 we can say it's a specific point of time. So 9 o'clock is the point of time. So when we are talking and when we are framing the sentences for telling about the specific point of time, then we need to use since. And if we are talking about the duration of the time, then we need to use for. Is that clear, everyone? Let us see some of the examples. By seeing these examples, you will have the clear idea that where we need to use since and where we need to use for. So let us see. Right now you can see I am a teacher and I have been teaching English since 2014. So when I am writing the sentence, I have been teaching English, I have been teaching English (2014). Okay, so you see 2014 is the specific point of time. It is denoting the point of time. So for point of time, we need to use the preposition since, because it is telling about the specific point of time. So here we will use since. Suppose if I'll write this same sentence in another way, then let me write, I have been teaching English dash 7 years. So here 7 years is showing us a particular duration of the time. So when we are talking about the duration of the time, then we need to use for. So here our sentence is, I have been teaching English for 7 years. Let me give you some more examples. Right now you can see what do I have in my hands. By observing this, you can tell me that it's a letter box. So suppose my father is working in the post office. Okay, so how I will frame the sentence about my father? My father has been working in post office dash 1991. Okay, so here you can see my father has been working in post office dash 1991. So means 1991 is a particular point of time. So for showing or for telling the point of time, we need to use there since. So we can say right now, my father has been working in post office since 1991. Okay, let me write the same sentence in another way. My father has been working in post office dash 30 years. So here you can see my father has been working in post office dash 30 years. So 30 years is the example of duration of the time. For finding this duration of the time, we need to do the calculations. Like right now 2021 is going on. So 2021 minus 1991. So what answer we are getting here? 30. So 30 years, it means my father is working there for 30 years. So for, here we will use, because it is the example of duration of the time. So for showing or for denoting the duration of the time, we will use there for. Okay, so our sentence is my father has been working in a post office for 30 years. This would be the sentence. Let us see some more examples. Let's see some more examples so you will understand it clearly. The usage of since and for. Now let's see the use of since and for once again. Here I have one more character. You see, who is this? It's a giraffe. So now this giraffe is just running in the forest. Okay, this giraffe is running for a long time. Okay, so we can say maybe that giraffe is running since morning. So we can make the sentence for this: giraffe has been running morning. So here morning is the point of time. So here we'll use since. Or in the same sentence, if we will do some changes, then there will use the for also. Let me show how we can write it down. Giraffe has been running five hours. So here 5 hours is the example of duration of the time. So for duration of the time we will use for. Giraffe has been running for 5 hours. 5 hours. Okay. Now let me give you some more examples. I can see right now I have one book in my hand. You can see this book, and maybe if I'm reading this book and I'm reading this book for last 30 minutes, so you can say sir has been reading the book for 30 minutes. Sir has been reading the book for 30 minutes, because 30 minutes is the example of duration of the time. Right now maybe it is the time of 12 o'clock, then you could say sir has been reading this book since 11:30. So 11:30 is the particular point of time. So I think children, now you have understood what is the exact use of since and for. Since we use for showing the specific, or we can say the point of time, and for we use when we are telling about the duration of the time. For knowing and for telling about the duration of the time, we need to, for finding the duration, we need to do some mathematics calculations. Then we can use the duration, like suppose 2 hours. For 2 hours means, suppose you started your work from 10 o'clock and right now it's 12 o'clock. So from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock, when you do the subtraction from 12 minus 10 is equal 2 hours. So 2 hours is the duration, and since 10 means 10 is the specific time, that work started from 10 o'clock. So since we use for showing the specific time, okay, point of time, and 4 we use for what? Duration of the time. So that's all for today, children. I hope you have understood this topic very well and you will frame your own sentences. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a nice day.